Last week I did a whole video with hair sticking straight up here, so let's make sure that doesn't happen again. So it's one of the most common pieces of manifestation advice. Your thoughts become things, and it is actually one of the things that I think it is so important for us to realize is not actually true at all. So today I'm gonna bust through this old manifestation myth and tell you what's actually going on instead. So if you want to get to the bottom of this mystery, then be sure to keep watching. What up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen Stevens. I am a life coach and manifestation teacher, and you have found my YouTube channel where I upload 2 new videos for you guys every week, all about the art of going to your next level, creating your best life, doing your thing in the best way possible through the art of manifestation and mindset. So if that sounds like something that's of interest to you, then be sure to hit that subscribe button. So I still see so many manifestation teachers talking about this idea that thoughts become things, and it really is time to let this one go, to get to the bottom of it, to understand what's really happening in the world of manifestation. So if you are like me, this is probably one of the first things you have ever heard about manifestation, about the law of attraction. And I think it comes back from The Secret, maybe. I don't know, it's been actually a really long time since I've actually read or watched The Secret. Anyway, that's not the point. The point isn't where it's come from, but the point that I'm trying to make today is that this idea has been put out there over and over and over again into the world. And some of you guys right now might be watching and thinking, but this is what I've been told, that my thoughts become things, and I can manifest purely from what I'm thinking up here. And I'm here to tell you that that isn't entirely the case, okay? That isn't exactly entirely true, and we have all been misled a little bit in that department, but I'm going to explain a little bit about why that is, where that came from, and what's actually going on. So when the saying comes up, thoughts become things, that sounds amazing, right? It sounds super empowering. Like, how fantastic would it be for me to sit at home on the sofa and think about, you know, George Clooney walking in the door and have George Clooney walk in the door. But I'm sure some of you guys have tried that experiment and have found out that that doesn't really work, right? I mean, if you are trying to ask for something that is like crazy out of your realm of possibility, most of the time that's not working. And there's several reasons why that's probably not working, and we can get into that in another video. But the point that I want to make though is that just because you had that thought doesn't mean it's actually going to happen, okay? Just because you really want George Clooney to walk through the door doesn't mean he's going to walk through the door. I'm probably really dating myself with the George Clooney thing, but that's the first thing that popped into my head. So the big problem with that is that we all have a lot of thoughts every single day. We have, in fact, about 70,000 thoughts every single day in that little noggin of yours. 70,000 thoughts. And the even worse part about that is most of those thoughts that you have today are the exact same thoughts that you had yesterday and the day before and the day before that and the day before that, okay? So we have a lot of stuff happening in our brain, and most of that stuff is not conscious manifestation stuff. Most of the things that we are thinking of, we probably really don't even want to actually have happen, right? Because we have a lot of voices in our head, in case you haven't noticed. Many of us have an inner mean critic. I call the inner mean girl or inner mean guy that's always telling us that we are not enough, right? We all have that voice. We all have voices that tell us that, you know, we should be more realistic, or that we're being too outlandish, or that we should do this or we should do that. So we have a lot of thoughts. We have a lot of voices. There's a lot happening up here in our brain. And thank God, not all of it is coming true. Not everything you think is coming true, right? So you can see this right now. You can see right now that most of the things that you think about are not happening. It's just not happening. And most of the time, that is a very good thing. So another thing that is interesting to notice about the human brain is that we think in polarity all the time, right? So this is the example that I think I've given here on this channel before. Say you wake up in bed next to your partner and you're all full of feeling love and joy and happiness towards this person, and you're thinking life is so amazing, I'm so in love, etc., etc. And then you wander downstairs and you go into the kitchen, and the dishes that your partner said that they were going to clean up are still left out on the counter. And then you go immediately from this place of, oh, I'm so in love, everything is so great, into, oh my God, my partner isn't listening to me, he doesn't love me anymore, he's such an asshole, he's so lazy, blah, 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 right? We all do this all the time. We all go immediately from the good place to the bad place. Like, we think in polarity, we think in black and white all the time. So if our thoughts were really manifesting, if we were that powerful, we would have these crazy manifestation results happening all over the place, right? You would think, oh my God, I wish my husband would leave, and then he would. Like, I mean, you're not really wanting that to happen, but like when you're in the heat of the moment and you're in that bad place, maybe that thought pops into your head. And if you were that powerful, maybe that would actually happen, right? So I'm just giving you guys this example because it's funny, for one thing, to notice just how dramatic we are and how often we go from sunshine and rainbows and daisies into darkness and rain and heaviness. And like, that happens all day long, right? Like, you could be on your way home from work and a guy cuts you off and suddenly you're in a bad mood, or you're at the grocery store and somebody bumps into you and then you're in a bad mood. And of course, these are all things that we have actually let into our consciousness. We have let shape us. We've let give us the bad feeling, which is another story entirely. But the point is that we are all very easily knocked off of our sunshine and rainbow way of thinking and way of being. And the fact that we are not calling in all those dark things that we occasionally think about means that we are not manifesting from those thoughts, okay? So that's your proof in a nutshell. We have a lot of thoughts and a lot of them are black and white, and we are not manifesting black and white things all day. So the thought thing isn't what it is. But that might sound like I'm debunking manifestation in general, and I'm totally not. I'm still here for this. I'm still here for you to be a conscious creator. But what's really going on is that you have, I think it's 12% of your brain is your conscious brain, and there's 88% of your brain that is unconscious. And that is where the real magic is, okay? So your brain is your conscious brain, and this is your brain that thinks, oh, I want to manifest $1,000. So your conscious brain thinks, yeah, I should be able to do that. Like, everything looks good, everything is great. But the 88% of your brain that's underneath the water that you're not really paying attention to, that is where the real things come from, okay? So that is where your self-worth is. That is where your beliefs are. That is where your limiting patterns of behavior are. That is where all this old stuff from, usually from your childhood, is stored. And those are the things that are actually tripping you up. Because it's not about deserving. The universe wants you to have everything you want. But the thing is that we are all secretly self-sabotaging. We're all secretly getting in the way of our manifestations, and we're not putting ourselves out there and not doing the things we really need to do in order to call in our manifestations. So while your conscious brain is saying, I want to manifest $1,000, where's my $1,000? Your subconscious brain is like, but rich people are greedy, or rich people are evil, or I don't know what to do with that money, or we can't handle money, and it sounds like really stressful. So then they're going to, you know, limit what you see around you, limit your way of looking at the world. So that's like your self-sabotage patterns and your worth patterns and your limiting belief patterns. So your self-worth might be saying something else. Your self-worth might be like, well, we've never had that much money before. I don't know if we can ever do that. We don't really deserve it. Like, who are we to make that much money? That's your self-worth stuff. And then your patterns are the things that you saw around you, like from your friends and family. And maybe, yeah, your friends and family are like, have told you things about how you are with money, or have modeled certain things to you, or you've seen people have a lot of money and lose it. All of these things are playing out in your subconscious brain, and they are holding you back from manifesting what you want. So being a conscious creator and consciously creating your world, yes, it requires you to consciously decide on what you want. Yes, it requires you to consciously think of what you want. That is step one. Thinking about what you want and believing it. That is step one. That's all the conscious brain stuff that most of you are probably doing right now. But many of you, if you are new to my world, have maybe not met the underside of it. You've not gone into the subconscious brain. You've not done any work on your mindset stuff, because you can tell yourself to think positively, but that's not enough. Like the stuff that's in your subconscious brain has been there your entire life, has been there since you were a kid. So it's going to take a little bit of time and effort and energy to reprogram that. It's going to take a little bit of effort to be like, this is where I'm feeling lack, and this is how I'm feeling low in self-worth, and these are my limiting beliefs, and these are my self-sabotaging behaviors, and to actively reprogram all of them. But make no mistake, all that stuff is still in your brain. It's all part of you. This is just the stuff that you currently aren't paying attention to. So when The Secret comes along and tells you thoughts create things, it's kind of right? Like you need to think about it. You need to decide on it. Like that's true. But you also need to do the work. Like if you leave one half of the equation behind, then you're never going to get there. And that's exactly why I'm here every week telling you guys about how important mindset is, because mindset is your brain. Mindset is the software your life runs on, and mindset is the stuff that will get you past and get you to the next level. So if you've been wondering why manifestation isn't working, if you've been thinking why are my thoughts becoming things, this is the reason why. And like I said at the beginning, it's a good reason why, because half the time we don't want the things we're thinking about. We do not want the bad things to happen. We do not want that stuff. And I think, again, people get stuck in superstition of like, I have to think good thoughts all the time in order to have good things manifest. And I mean, yes, you should think good things. You should bring your attention to the good things in life. You should cultivate gratitude. Yes, you should do all of those things. But occasionally messing up and going to the dark place in your brain doesn't mean that you've undone all that hard work. The thing that you really need to do, though, is to remember the subconscious part and to come back and to start to heal the things from your childhood, heal the limiting beliefs, heal the limiting behaviors, heal the low self-worth, heal all of that stuff, and you will be a million miles closer to getting what you want. And the good news is it's all here, baby. You only need to work on what's in here. So keep that in mind, do your mindset work, and you will be able to manifest whatever it is you want. So that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that this one enlightened you and made you think about manifestation in a slightly new way. I'm bringing this stuff to you in a little bit of a different package than many of the other teachers here on YouTube. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope this brought you some illumination about a process that seems kind of secretive sometimes. So thank you guys again so much for watching. If you want to learn more about me, come on over to my website. I have a free fear-busting worksheet for you guys to download over there. This one walks you through how to get on the other side of your fear, which is one of the biggest obstacles that we have in order to manifest or create anything we want in life. So if that sounds like something that's of interest to you, then be sure to come over and grab your copy. If you like this video, then do me a favor and give it a like. If you want to hang out more here with me, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button right here. And if you're ready to watch more content, then you can watch my most recent upload right here. I would so love to have you guys along for my YouTube journey. Thank you guys again for being here. Have an amazing week, and I'll be back in the next one. So until then, as always, just remember, get ready for the miracle. See you guys.